Tigercast fans, now hear me out. Now, I know when we usually say those words, it usually means bad things like chasing Rory Lobb. But this one, I truly, firmly believe in. We must play Tylersonsie as a starting midfielder for most of the 2025 season to give this kid a fair crack and to see what he's got. Looking back at his stats throughout the year in the VFL, AFL, and then reading his profile again from his draft year, we have just played him so badly out of position at AFL level that we haven't actually given him the chance to excel in the areas he was the best in his draft year in. And I know it's through a little bit of circumstance. I mean, during his time at the club so far, he's had to compete with players like Dusty, Cochin, Prestia, Taranto, Hopper, Graham, Edwards. So there's been quite a few good name midfielders going through that rotation. And for some of that period, we probably thought we were in a window still, I guess. So he probably was looked overlooked a little bit for the midfield spot. But playing him on the half-forward line just isn't working. And I know we said it a few times on the show during the year, and I'm sure all of you Tiger watchers are quite aware of the fact that it doesn't work for him on the half-forward line. He just looks lost. But he has so many tools up his sleeve to make a really, really good AFL player. So looking at his stats, Tylersonsie drafted pick 28 in the 2021 draft. He's entering his fourth year on the list, and he's only played 24 AFL games, kicked 7 goals. It's been a really frustrating time because I think a lot of us can see the talent the kid's got. Looking at his draft profile, let's do that first. So looking at the Rookie Me draft profile, this will give you an idea of how badly we're playing him out of position. All right, so this was written in 2021, I'm guessing, when he was drafted. So Tylersonsie, and I'm reading straight from their website, so full credit to Rookie Me. Snapshot: Tylersonsie is a clean and damaging player possessing the best two-sided kick in draft pool. Sonsie is a stoppage specialist with slick hands and smarts who can also go forward and kick goals. Tylersonsie is a balanced midfielder, able to win clearances in close, but also hurt the opposition on the outside with his clean and crisp skills. He played some VFL games and got some good numbers there. Likened by recruiters to Richmond champion Trent Cochin, such a comparison is evident in his stoppage work, able to win first possession with a quick anticipation and clean hands to set up midfield thrust, but also every chance to go forward and kick goals on his right and left boot. I mean, it's at least 3 or 4 times just in that paragraph at the top of the page that they've spoken about his stoppage work and his clearance ability work, and yet we are not able to see any of that on display at AFL level because we're playing him as a half forward or just not getting involved in the play. Looking at his strengths according to Rookie Me in his draft year: scoreboard impact, clean hands, kicking, clearances, composure and agility. Improvements were consistency and gut running. The final few paragraphs, again, all they speak about is his clearance work. At stoppages, Sonsie is dynamic in reading taps with good timing and quick thinking, hitting the ball at pace and doing so cleanly. There aren't many players as clean as Sonsie at stoppages, and he never fumbles with good agility, can escape congestion and find targets by hand or foot to send up plenty of drive. And the summary, wow, the summary. At his best, Tylersonsie is a top 5 talent who is able to win the ball at stoppages to great effect while also going forward to kick multiple goals. We've seen his best at under 16 level in a couple of games this year, including against Quarter Cannons. And basically that if Sonsie can bring his best every week, improve his strength and find that next gear to get to more contests around the ground with an improved fitness base, he will become an elite midfielder in the AFL. An elite midfielder in the AFL. Again, the main topic or the main words that keep popping up in these summaries and these written reports about Sonsie is how good his stoppage and how good his clearance work is. And I think a lot of us knew that when he was drafted. I remember at the time when he was picked 28 that a lot of us thought he was a steal because we all heard he was a top 5 prospect at one point in time during the season. I'm not sure why he slipped. There was speculation about attitude or training issues or injuries, a combination of a few things. But whatever it is. We can't change that now. But either way, on talent and ability, he was showing enough to be deemed a top 5 prospect. Fast forward to 2024. So in 2024, he played 14 AFL games, which is the most he's had in his career so far, but just didn't really set the world on fire, largely because, again, he was being played at half forward for a lot of the time. So disposals averaged 11.71, marks 2.7, tackles 1.2, and clearances 1.14, which is it doesn't match up to what that draft profile was saying about his stoppage work, because he's not being allowed to execute that and play like that. Now, I went and had a look at his VFL games. So he played, what did he play? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He played 6 VFL games this year, and he averaged 27 disposals, 4 marks, 2.8 tackles, and he averaged 6.8 clearances. And there was a couple of times, so in round 5 versus Casey, he had 32 disposals, 5 marks, 3 tackles, 10 clearances, which was a team and a game high, playing as a midfielder. Round 18 versus Collingwood, 29 disposals, 4 marks, 2 tackles, 9 clearances, which was a team high. Round 20 versus Sandringham Dragons, 27 disposals, 1 mark, 3 tackles, 6 clearances, second equal highest for the team. And then even in the wildcard final versus Williamstown, 19 disposals, 2 marks, 3 tackles, and 6 clearances as a team high. So the key for this is, during all of those VFL games, he was spending a larger portion of his game time in the midfield, and as a direct result, he's been able to actually excel and play to his strengths, which is something that Richmond have kind of prided themselves on for so long, is letting players play to their strengths and kind of let everyone else cover the weaknesses in some ways. But we haven't been able to do that for him at AFL level, and I really think we're robbing him of a good career, and we're robbing us of a potential very, very good midfielder who can extract the ball and use it well by hand or foot. So like I said at the start, I reckon that we have to try and somehow get Tylersonsie into the starting midfield. You know, you'd love to see it for 22, 23 games. Probably not realistically going to happen, because we've still got Prestia, Taranto, Hopper, and then we've got the new kids. Like, you got Smiley's going to roll through there as well. Jack Ross is going to roll through there, Kane McAuliffe. But I just think with the potential upside to Sonsie, I think with him at AFL level, a lot of it's going to be down to confidence. I would love for the club to say, Tyler, here is a block of 10 games, uninterrupted, no matter what, starting midfield. Show us what you can do. Show us about how much the reports of your draft year can be now reflected at AFL level, and just give him the confidence to go and do his thing. Because if he can replicate those numbers at VFL level, if he can translate that to AFL, and we can give him some confidence, make him feel like he belongs, we could unearth another very good midfielder. So I know he's very polarizing, and a lot of people may think he's on his last chance, and he very well could be. But I just think we owe it to ourselves and owe it to him and that draft report that we have to just try this kid in the guts for a prolonged period and see what he can do. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Tylersonsie, where do you want to see him play? How do you see his career progressing? And hopefully we can see some midfield minutes for Tylersonsie and get some clearances up and about for the Tigers in 2025.